Welcome back to another episode of Sips and Spirits, a podcast for those who love spirits of both the alcoholic and spectral kinds. You're making fun of me now.
I am making fun of you.
So, the gentleman making fun of me across the way is Eric, my husband.
And I'm making fun of Chelsea, my wife.
And we are co-hosts of the podcast Sips and Spirits.
Yay. That was a nice intro difference.
Yeah, that was something different, huh?
Changed it up on me.
Gotcha.
Disclaimer. Story disclaimer. Before we get started, we are not historians of any kind. We went to school, but we didn't study history of any kind. Whoa, don't do that again. Don't cover your mouth while you're talking. Any facts or stories presented are from various sources, and we make no claims that these tales are true. We just found to be spooky and interesting in their nature. What?
I didn't say anything. We are not professional mixologists. Cocktails and spirits are tasted for the first time during episode recording unless noted otherwise, and we do have a very special note and thank you to shout out with this spirit. So, McQueen and the Violet Fog was gifted to us from the distillery, and we want to say thank you. They gave us 3 bottles to kind of taste and feature here on the podcast, which is really exciting because we actually had McQueen and the Violet Fog on our to try list of spooky liquors. So because they're still kind of listing and gathering cocktail recipes, they didn't actually have any cocktails to pick from on their website. So we created one, and we made a very special one that has its own little effect. So you ready to get that started?
Let's get this started because it's really cool. Hopefully it works. Ooh, spooky.
Now we've got foggy cocktail going.
Foggy. It's not violet, but it's still a fog.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so with that, what are we drinking?
Today we are calling upon a spirit from Sovereign Brands in New York, New York. We are using their McQueen and the Violet Fog gin to summon the ghost in the fog.
Doo-doo-doo.
Hence the fun little effect.
Doo-doo-doo.
So we are using dry ice in our cocktail as an alternative to regular ice to get the fun effect that plays into the name of what our cocktail is.
Parent disclaimer, don't put dry ice straight into your drink and try to drink it. We decided to use a diffuser or infuser.
A tea strainer, tea leaf strainer.
Tea leaf strainer to keep the dry ice away from the drink.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you drink it, you don't burn your lips.
Right. Because dry ice is at such a frozen temperature, it can actually burn you if it touches your bare skin or body parts.
Not fun.
So, yeah, we came up with the idea to give these tea strainers a try, and they're working perfectly, as you can see.
Yeah.
So, thank you, Amazon.
Little bubblies. There we go. I don't know if you guys can see it, but anyway. Cheers. You ready?
Yeah. So let's go ahead and taste this straight up. So disclaimer, we did have to
taste it first.
Fry the gin to make a cocktail around it. We didn't just blindly throw ingredients together.
Nope. We've done that before.
Yeah. We wanted to make sure we were presenting a ready-to-go cocktail.
A cocktail that we were like, okay, yeah, we enjoyed this. And hopefully you guys do.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully you guys do too. There we go. Cheers.
Cheers. I really love the nose on this. It's got so many like scents that you're not expecting from a gin.
I like
when
that
you
it's
smell it.
So floral and less on the juniperness.
It doesn't seem as floral to me.
Really? Or earthy. That's what I'm looking for.
Right. I'm getting like some lemon vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely more on the botanical flavors.
Yeah.
Than, like you said, like the juniper or the...
No, let's do the rest of it. See how that feels. Bottoms up.
Brave man. But yeah, I mean, it's got a lot of really nice, unique flavors. It's really... You okay there?
Yeah.
It's very bold for a gin, which is kind of nice. I feel gins tend to be a little bit more subtle in their flavor. They have like a slight burn, but it doesn't linger too much. This is like it hangs out on your tongue, and then there's more that grows on it.
But it's not an uncomfortable burn, like
No, yeah.
like when you have like a harsh tequila or something. It's like a nice.
It's bringing out more flavors.
Yeah, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Sorry,
Okay.
I was like seeing if you were gonna add more so I can
No.
drink, and we're not
No,
drinking in silence.
You enjoy that. No, but I was just thinking because your mother mentioned that she doesn't like juniper gins. I was like, I wonder if she's tried this and how she would like this one.
Yeah.
Kind of thing itself. But like I'm not a big gin drinker because it's never been something that I've been curious about until here. And so trying this one, I was like, okay, this is very nice. Like if all gins taste like this, which they don't,
No.
I'd be like, I'm down for this kind of thing. But yeah.
Yeah, so you ready to learn a little bit more about McQueen and the Violet Fog?
I'm ready to drink that instead. But, yes.
Oh, yeah, we kind of have to sample our cocktail, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's still all fun.
All fun and dandies.
So, yeah, and our drink is nice and chilled. Well,
Good, that's cool.
even though we did mix it with ice, very quickly it can get to room temperature, but the dry ice is doing its job.
Oh, yeah. That's a nice touch at the end.
With what?
The basil.
The basil.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so our cocktail has McQueen gin. I'm forgetting the ingredients already. I'm already enjoying the cocktail. About an ounce to an ounce and a half of lemon juice.
The one whole lemon.
Yeah, you're using a whole lemon, so whatever juice comes out of that. Half ounce of lavender simple syrup and maraschino liqueur. Half ounce of that. And then we slapped some basil, put it in the glass, and then strained everything after it was shaken into the glass with the basil. And then obviously you top it with the...
Yours is missing better than mine.
Look at that.
What's going on here? Did mine die?
I don't know, but now we've really got the cool fog
you got
effect.
a cool fog effect.
I was like, I wish the camera could like zoom in on it. But I don't know how the quality would be. It's like we need another camera to just keep an eye on the cocktails.
It tastes so cold. Like,
I'm really happy with this.
my only complaint with this though with the effects is if it was fuller, make things better, I think. And I don't know why mine's not. Mine's not doing magic. Anyway,
I lucked out. But yeah, so I like having the basil there as that like kind of aroma while you're drinking. It really adds to the cocktail, and that was like a last minute change we made after we had kind of figured out what we wanted to do for the cocktail.
Okay, whatever. Like squeeze it in there. Side note, I didn't know what basil tasted like. I was like, she's like, oh, what about basil?
I was like, I think we should add some basil to it.
And I'm like, I don't know what basil tastes or smells like. I know I've had it before, but I don't know what it tastes like. So like, let's find out. And it worked out great.
Yeah. Oh, I want my camera. I'm like, okay. Oh well,
Anyway.
we'll try it again next time.
Liquor facts.
Yeah. So I think that's it for our cocktail.
It's on a little on the sweeter side. Because of the maraschino liqueur and the lavender simple syrup, so that's not your thing. I apologize. But it's still definitely very enjoyable. I like it. One thing about this drink is not one of those drinks you can just like sit on and enjoy through the whole night.
It's not gonna miss the whole night. The dry ice will evaporate.
It will evaporate, kind of thing.
And it's not very yummy at room temperature.
Yeah.
So
when it settles down at room temperature, it's like it loses kind of its taste. So keep that in mind. Don't pound it unless you want to, but still enjoy it.
Yeah. So
I'm so jealous.
You ready to learn? Try tipping it on its side. No, the skull.
Oh, on its side. Okay.
So you ready to learn a little bit more about McQueen and the Violet Fog? Okay. So McQueen and the Violet Fog is distilled and bottled in Jundiaí, Brazil. Distributed by Sovereign Brands, oh my gosh. It is distributed by Sovereign Brands, which produces other similarly spooky themed spirits, including Skeleton Wines, Villain Cognac, and Bumbo Rum, which is more for the pirate lovers, but depending who you ask, pirate can get looped in with the spooky as well. So, yeah, they have a hand in making a very subtly spooky what would you say? Vibe.
Yeah.
Without being like in your face. And I kind of like it because it adds to the mystery of it.
There's definitely some very interesting names for their things. I'm like, I don't think I've seen them before.
We have.
I have?
Well, I mean, we had this on our list.
No, we've seen this gin, but I don't think I've seen the other ones before.
I haven't seen, I've seen the bamboo.
Okay.
But I haven't seen the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I also haven't been looking for them. Like I said, they're very subtle.
Yeah.
Like, for example, the skeleton wines, it only comes in the large liter formats, which we don't usually shop for.
No.
So we could definitely be looking for it next time. And then cognac, we tend not to go in that area either.
But I think we were having a hard time finding cognac last time. We were looking for one.
So I feel like we have seen this one in stores, though. So
you have to point out to me next time.
It's coming out.
Coming out.
If anything.
Cool.
So this gin uses 21. Oh my goodness! Excuse me. I'm with all the burpees tonight.
Yes, me too. It's all the carbon dioxide in the dry ice.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, slice. It's like not like gonna be a problem.
No.
Okay.
We're not gonna. It's the room's big enough.
All right. So it uses 21 different botanicals from around the world, including 6 signature botanicals rarely used in gin. I do not know what's up with me tonight. I'm so sorry. Sounds like we got all gussied up before this.
I know, right?
We did not.
No, we did not.
All right. So these 6 botanicals, which are rarely used in other gins, includes basil leaves, rosemary, fennel seed, calamansi, star anise, acai, lemongrass, pomelo peel, orris root, and jasmine flower. Now you'll notice I said more than 6, but these are just some of the different flavors that I found in my research that they had listed in assorted places.
What's that starting?
Star anise?
Yeah.
It's a kind of herb. It looks a little bit like a star, but it's got like a point at the bottom.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. It's more of a spice.
Oh, okay.
Smell.
Okay.
So they create this gin through 2 steps. The first step is I'm jumping ahead, sorry. So they small batch produce it using copper stills, which is traditional for producing gin.
Mm-hmm.
And the first step is where 15 of the 21 botanicals are blended and steeped for 24 hours. This process is called maceration. Once that's done, they move into the next step, which is vapor infusion. They use a copper basket with the remaining 6 botanicals, where the essential oils marry with the alcohol during this step. Then it is bottled.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Like I'm just thinking the science behind it. I was like, vaporing liquors, like, to, like you said, like to mix the oils well with the botanicals. Is like, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah. So they like to boast that their gin, although made 6,000 miles away from traditional gin world, is a spirit for the bold.
Yep.
McQueen, the Violet Fog, and the Violet Fog, their brand is inspired by rock bands. And I'm actually going to read the back of the bottle, which is where this really gets spooky, but also pays tribute to the spooky music lovers. I can't help but think of Spooky Little Halloween being an avid music enthusiast as I think about this little poem.
Shout out Spooky.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and read this poem right off the bottle. On a riser together, 4 figures were moored. Huge black amplifiers there rumbled and roared. Whoa, my goodness. 3 were cloaked, all in purple, with faces concealed, and a 4th dressed in black, turned away and revealed. On the back of his jacket, I was there shown, a great eye with a crown stitched in gold on it sewn. I was fixed to the spot by the music's sheer violence. The lights were extinguished, then suddenly, silence. My heart caught in my throat as I helplessly waited. Then the bulbs glowed again, the room illuminated. What I saw there at last still defies explanation. The stage was deserted, save the reverberation. Shocked and anxious I left, but glanced back at the door, and there saw a plate gone unnoticed before. All it read was McQueen, ampersand on the wall. Just below, violet fog. That was all.
Neat.
Right?
Spooky.
Gives
neat.
me like
I was
goosebumps.
like when you're talking about like, oh, that's their symbol, the little crown with the eye.
Yeah. So speaking of, we have to point out all the awesome details. You guys know in other episodes, we always get excited by cool, super swanky branding.
Mm-hmm.
This bottle does not disappoint.
Nope. So we have the cool emblem in the front, and they're like,
which is actually gold foiled.
yeah.
It's this little thin metal hammered. And so every bottle essentially is unique.
Mm-hmm.
So we have another bottle up there where we could hold it up for you if we were to compare them side by side, and you would see that because they are hammered in that metal design, they're different. So it's actually a physical item that's embedded into the glass.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we were pouring the cocktail tonight, we noticed they have the emblem on the bottom as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like if someone was like, ooh, what are they mixing? They can't see the front of the bottle. Then all of a sudden you tip it and it's like,
right
there it is.
And once again, also on the cork.
Yeah. And then they have a really nice, hefty rubber cork.
Yep.
Which is always nice. If you're going to have this on your shelf for a while, you don't have to worry about cork rot.
Yeah.
Which can be a concern if you have something sitting there for a while. And then it's a very nice, clean, beautiful bottle, but still has a lot of little fine details worked into it that I'm really appreciating.
No, it's definitely, it's one of like,
it's eye-catching.
very eye-catching. It's one
no pun intended.
Like one of the things why we saw it, and it's like, oh man, this looks really cool. Hey, look at the legs on this thing. Sorry, wine terms. But we saw it, and then like the more once we got them, the more we looked around. It's like, oh, this is so cool. It has like so many details to it, like the cork, and this feels really nice, and just everything about it kind of thing. Like you say, we found something new today, right before we started recording today.
Yeah.
And whatnot.
So they have a new variant in the bottle, which is Wiz Khalifa themed. If you are a fan of that, if you go onto their socials, they do connect with a lot of big name artists, but also a lot of indie artists. So if you love music and you kind of like a little mystery, I highly recommend checking them out. So far, we've been very pleased with them. We've already, or my family has already finished off the first of the 3 bottles.
And as you can see, we're our testing got us to almost the second bottle gone. So we have a third one. We got to save for later.
Yeah, but so we really have been enjoying this gin.
Yes,
so thank you again, McQueen and the Violet Fog, or Sovereign Brands. I think I should be thanking.
It's been very good.
Yes, we really enjoyed it, and we're not just saying that because you guys sent us the liquor. We have an honesty policy here.
Yes.
If we don't enjoy it, we're gonna let you guys know. So we really like this, and as a avid gin drinker who has tried quite a few different gins, this is a very unique and well produced bottle. So great job, guys.
Yeah. Clap, 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 clap. Are you ready for some spookies?
Almost.
No, almost. What's going on?
You didn't. Oh, I think I forgot to edit it on yours. So if you're curious about the recipe for our cocktail, you're like, that sounds really good, but I did not get all the little fine points. You can find it on our website. Just like with the cryptid cocktails, we have a little cocktail tab on our website under sipsandspirits.com. You just head over there and it should be the first recipe up on the page.
Check it out. Let's see it.
The cocktail is called Ghost in the Fog.
Okay. Now I was trying to think. We recently made a version of something. Was it this one? No, it wasn't this one.
No.
something else.
Yes.
Yeah, there. But yeah, very good. Check it out. We tried a variation in one of our tries, without the maraschino liqueur, with instead of chartreuse, green chartreuse with it.
Yeah, we substituted it.
And a lot less of it because little goes a long way in that one, and it's enjoyable if you like the chartreuse flavor.
We loved it.
We really enjoyed it, but
however, we were like, this is very specifically catered to
Yeah.
our taste.
yes,
And we don't know how it would be received, because I think for other people it would seem like something was missing in regards to the sweet
yeah,
end to make it a more balanced cocktail.
Mhm.
So we liked it because it was a little bit more on the herbal, botanical side. It definitely brought out more of the herbal flavors. So if you want to give that a try, we just did like a quarter of an ounce.
Yeah, we did a quarter ounce of chartreuse and then no maraschino liqueur, but everything else stays the same.
Yeah.
And it gives a nice earthy herbal flavor, but it's not sweet like this one.
Right.
Yeah, I think.
All right. So, and that's it for me on this
That's it
end.
for you. Sorry, I skipped your where to find the recipe.
Well,
Can't
it's
get
important.
comfortable with this mic. There we go.
It happens.
Okay, let's start with Would You Rather.
Ooh, one of my favorite parts.
And on the theme of our bottle, we're gonna have a Would You Rather in the fog.
Ooh.
Okay, so you've been in those fogs where you stick your hand out, you can't see it in your hand, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're in that situation. Would you rather see, for lack of better words, glowing eyes, or a dark shape in the fog?
Glowing eyes or a dark shape in the fog? Am I in a car?
Nope, you just
I'm
stand
just
there.
walking. Oh my god. You know what? I think I'm gonna go with glowing eyes. It's easier to track. Those dark shapes, they can come and go. You could just be standing there and they come and go, and
Oh,
it's
yes.
inanimate objects
Inanimate objects.
that you know are there, but you still are not quite sure. And you don't know if you're walking towards it or walking away from it. The fog is tricky like that. So
Mhm.
I think I would definitely,
Keep the glowing eyes.
I would go with the glowing eyes. It's easier to track.
So
Opposite direction.
I was thinking about this a lot, and I
And
was
then
like,
he's going to be, this is why you would die.
so you didn't know. So what you're saying that the black objects can be like anything, like this inanimate objects or whatever. I was thinking the same thing about the glowing eyes. Like, is it eyes or is it somebody's headlights? Is it somebody's like Christmas decoration peering through the fog? So I was like, because of my confrontational nature, I'm like, I want a dark shape and be like, come at me, bro.
I think about a lighthouse,
Mhm.
right? The light is there to warn the ships to stay away because
Stay
you
away.
can run ashore.
Mhm.
So why can't the same apply to glowing lights?
Glowing lights, stay away.
You did specifically say glowing eyes.
I said
so
glowing eyes, yeah.
I just assume
It was something. with
it's
eyes.
something with eyes that are
looking at you.
glowing, which is not natural.
Mhm.
So probably go the other way.
Definitely. Okay, you ready
Mhm.
for some spookies then?
Spooky stories.
Spooky stories.
I'm ready now. Spooky story number 2 because
Number.
I snuck in one with the bottle.
Oh, you did. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're gonna recognize the location of this one, but anyway. Once upon a time, at Stowe Lake in Golden Gate Park, there was a lady who was walking her baby in a stroller. After a while, this lady got tired and rested on the bench next to the lake, with the stroller right next to her. Excuse me. While she was sitting, another lady came to sit down next to her, and they started talking. While they were conversing, the stroller rolled away unnoticed. The stroller with the baby fell in the lake. After the two women finished talking, the lady noticed her baby was gone and panicked right away. She then walked around Stowe Lake and asked people, "Have you seen my baby?" She spent all day and all night asking everyone. When the night was over, the last place she checked was the lake. She went into the lake looking for her baby, and ever since, she hasn't been seen again. It is rumored that if someone goes to Stowe Lake at night, weird occurrences take place. Stories have been told that the lady comes from the lake where the statue in her honor comes to life, where she will come up to you and ask, "Have you seen my baby?" Other reports say if you drive there with your friends and a group of cars, all cars will stall at the same time. Another rumor is said that if someone says, white lady, I have your baby," 3 times, the lady will appear. She will ask you, "Have you seen my baby?" If you say yes, she will haunt you. If you say no, she will kill you. So if you decide to walk around Stowe Lake some night, beware of the white lady. And if you walk through the streets at night and this Hallows Eve and feel your hair stand the end, you might be in the presence of another ghost from San Francisco.
Well, I don't know Stowe Lake, but I do know San Francisco.
Mhm.
Where is this lake?
I don't know.
Is it in the park?
By Golden Gate Park.
Yeah?
Yeah. So we've been to Golden Gate Park.
Mm-hmm.
So probably
We actually got lost in Golden Gate Park,
So
which
probably-
was a very fun
it was
experience.
a very fun experience. We probably walked by. The reason this one story is, I have another story afterwards, by the way, is when I was looking, because you told me this was from Brazil.
Yes, I did.
So I was looking for scary stories from Brazil, and they came up with they were talking a lot of stories that came up with a white lady story,
Mm-hmm.
and it came again with the idea: why is there so many similar stories, so similar representations of a spirit that happens in different locations? Brazil and San Francisco are very far apart from each other. They're not like, hop skip away from each other kind of thing, and their cultures are completely different.
Yeah.
So, is the story of the white lady there? Story of the white lady in Brazil, and it just kind of it was very interesting to me to be like, okay, well, it keeps popping up the same idea over and over and over again. So, is a white lady real, or is it just some hearsay people just hop over long periods away
Don't know.
kind of thing?
How come she's the white lady, though?
Just white. That's all.
Just because she's just a mother
Mm-hmm.
looking. What happened to her baby?
We rolled
Is
down.
there something else in the fog?
I don't know.
Because she disappeared too.
Mm-hmm. San Francisco.
They
There's weird
didn't-
things in fog.
There's a lot of weird things in San Francisco.
But yeah.
Ooh.
That was interesting.
Ooh. That was a good one. Different take on the white lady
Yeah, kind of thing, it versus,
version, tale.
yeah. Like the one I was reading about Brazil was pretty similar to the one, La Llorona in Mexico, where some lady, she gets married off
Out of
to.
rage, ends up killing her kid.
I believe we heard a story in one of our podcasts where she gets married off, and then her husband's just kind of like leaving her at home, and then one day she sees the slaves having like working. She's like, I have this extra cake, and I'll go give her the cake, to the slaves to have, and then one of the slaves gives her some sugar water, and then the husband, being the jealous husband, like pretty much like gets mad at her. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think this is also one of those
Fantasmagoria? Yeah.
I think it's one of those
Yeah.
because I have the images.
No,
in
yeah.
my head.
When I was reading it, I was hearing the guy's voice in my head. I was like, okay, it's interesting.
Again, guys, we have to boost that series. It's on HBO Plus, HBO Max,
HBO streaming.
whatever that streaming platform. Now I'm mixing up Disney and HBO. So the HBO app, it's like 6 episodes in each season, and they're only 3 to 5 minutes long, but they're really, really interesting, and they cover spooky stories or folklore all across Latin America. So you want to kind of broaden your Latin American spooky knowledge. That's a really great little series to kind of open the door.
Yeah, and so when I was reading things, I was like, it sounds very familiar. Do you want to spoil the end of that to everybody else?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you guys get a chance to check it out,
check it out. We highly recommend it.
I recommend it. A lot of really interesting stories, a lot of really interesting horrors from all over the place, and some of the stories where I've thought about sharing, but since you've heard them, it's like no. I try to keep stories that you have not heard before.
Right.
Kind of thing. But yeah.
Well, and this isn't against the show. This is just a complaint to HBO. Please fix it so we can watch it with subtitles because it sounds so much better in Spanish. and Eric can translate for me, but when we watch it in English, it just doesn't quite vibe as well.
Someone translate. It was pretty good with the whole subtitles translation, so I'm very happy with them.
Well, it's just the narration's really choppy compared to when you're listening to it in Spanish. It actually sounds really, really like beautifully spooky is the best way to describe it.
Yeah, and last time we started to check it out, at least the subtitles in the Spanish one.
Yeah, we were able, the first time we watched it, we were able to watch it in Spanish with the subtitles for me. But then the last time we tried to watch it, it was like we couldn't get the subtitles on at all. So HBO Max, if you're listening, please fix that so we can listen, because we actually do like watching a lot of international horror in their native tongue.
Yeah. Whether we understand it or not.
Yeah. Unless it's like a heavily animated cartoon where it really doesn't matter how the mouth movements go, where you can kind of cheat it a little, like with an anime or something like that. We just end up always switching to the subtitles, and plus we get to hear a beautiful new language or even just a different dialect. So I'm gonna let you jump into your next story.
One night several years ago, I arrived home from the library and parked the car in the driveway. It was quite foggy, but the streetlights were on, so I went over to the mailbox before going inside. While fishing around in my mailbox, something I saw from the corner of my eye made me turn to the right.
I'm sorry, I was like, well, that was your first mistake. Just check it in the morning.
At first, I thought my eyes were playing tricks on me, as a strange figure of a man was at the other end of the street. It was strange because we just stand there, and what felt like was staring at me. My fight and flight reflexes kicked in, and I quickly made my way to the front of the door, with hairs standing on the back of my neck. As quickly as I could, I tried to unlock the door, dropping my keys, and the man, since the danger was looming over me, I picked up the keys again and went inside and locked the door behind me. Gasping for air from fear, I peeked through the window looking to the front of the house, but it was gone. Getting a better view and scanning, but nowhere to be found. I was trembling in fear and couldn't decide whether or not to turn on the lights. Almost jumped out of my skin when the neighbor's dog started barking loudly. And then I heard it. Footsteps approaching the front door. The wood quickened so loudly I could feel it in my bones. Something told me to get a better look, so I ran to check the peephole. Being dark, I couldn't see anything, except an eerie light from the street which was creepy due to the fog. As I tried to make out any shape out there, my heart stopped when I saw a dark shadow appear. It seemed to be reaching towards the peephole, as if it could grab me. For a second, I looked away to turn the light switch on, and when I looked back, it was gone. Nothing was there but the fog. I raced around the house and turned every light on, while I called 911 and waited for them to answer. Then, the phone went dead. In the panic, I kept redialing, but it was pointless. I didn't know what to do. I was shaking in terror as I crept into the kitchen and grabbed a knife. The streets had become silent again. The dog had stopped barking, and for a second, I felt the shadow man was gone. Checking all the windows and slowly calming down, I went to my bedroom and sat down on my bed. It seemed like hours had passed, and after one more check of all the windows, I went to sleep. Early in the morning, around 3 a.m., a pounding on the wall on the room woke me up. When looking around, trying to adjust my eyes to the room filled with silence, my beating heart almost hurting with the slowly building anxiety. Then the lights went out. I screamed and then leaped out of my bed when I felt a cold breeze on my face. I ran through the house. When I got to the front door, I heard again the steps, the wood creaking, creak, creak. Then the light suddenly came back on. I checked the peephole and the windows. Nothing.
Sorry, I can't. My face gets so frozen in terror, and then it's like it's a podcast, Chelsea. They can't see you unless they're watching on YouTube.
You're about to tear up right now.
I don't like that at all. I was half expecting someone to be like banging on the door just to ask for something, because that would be the timing. Oh my god, no, thank you. Spooky, isn't it?
So, shadows and fog or lights.
I want to see the eyes still. Don't want the dark figure. Oh my god, that was no, 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 no,
It's one of those things where like when you
no, 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 no.
it happens to it's happened to us when we're just sitting in the house and we hear like the house settling and we think like a footsteps.
Hello.
Hello, somebody there. So, but then like when you're doing there and you hear like footsteps and the wood creaking in your front steps, kind of thing, and it's like, and then you see something.
Oh, a pounding on the wall is pretty specific.
Yeah. Well,
and that's scary because that's in the house.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, unless it's like a window-facing wall, but they didn't say that.
No.
It was a.
And then the cold breeze.
Oh God! Thanks. Oh my God. Ooh. Oh my God. No, 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 no. No, thank you. Yeah. No, thank you.
No. So yeah, all good stories. So fun.
Yeah, those are really good, honey. Nice finds.
Yeah. I don't know if it's getting harder to find stories or just sometimes I'm trying to be more specific on just a certain topic. Like,
and we've heard so many.
You heard so many.
And then you see so many different variations. And we really try. When we're watching horror movies, we really try to find something that's
different,
unusual. Because we love a good haunted house, a good ghost story. But it's got to have a good something new to bring to the table.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just old and...
like we still get scared of it. It's still enjoyable. But it's like at the end of it...
It's a little predictable. Yeah. Unfortunately, I have an uncanny knack of figuring things out before it's revealed.
That, there's a Korean horror movie we saw.
Oh, that was a good one. In the asylum?
In the asylum.
Okay, I was like, wait, which one?
I kept I kept thinking about it the other day. I kept remembering the scene where the guy's like, wait, that's everybody there. Who's holding the camera? Do you remember that scene?
Yeah, I do. I also keep thinking about the one in the morgue.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was in Brazil too.
Was it?
I think so. Was it Brazil or was it Colombia?
Oh, the cop?
The
security guard?
The security guard, yeah, the night guard, who's doing the night shift at the morgue.
Mm-hmm. Somewhere in Latin America.
Yeah, I'm fairly, I'm not sure, but it was definitely South America. In one of the, that one keeps popping up in my head too.
We'll put both these movies' names on our show notes, or so you guys can see them.
Well, that one was called The Morgue, and it's on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, and I forgot what the other one was called.
The other one was also on Amazon Prime, though.
Okay. We'll let you guys know what they're called.
I have to see. I don't know if Amazon has like a watched list.
I think
not
they
a
do.
watch list, but you've watched it. Watch history. There we go. That's what the word I was looking for.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they were different. They were a little lower budget, but they were still very
They're still
entertaining.
very good. Yeah, no, for sure. Kind of thing.
And if you ever wanted to get an idea of what kind of horror we enjoy, good variety.
Good variety.
Because I was also thinking about when I was talking about hearing things in the different language.
Mm-hmm.
I think about when we started watching Error-Menti, and we did not like the dub of that at all. The dub was not flattering for it. So we switched it over. You can tell
sometimes when they're dubbing, it's like...
It was kind of like, oh, well, we got this, so we have to dub it.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like the efforts were kind of half-hearted. So we switched it into its original language, which it originally comes from. It's a Basque language, which was really cool because we're listening to it and we're like, we can't figure this out. It's not quite Portuguese, but it's not Latin. What is this? Because there would be like certain words where Eric's like, oh, I recognize that word. But then I'm not understanding anything else that's going on. But it's like it didn't quite have the Portuguese vibe either. So it was really cool. So it had a really fun movie. Yes.
Mm-hmm. A funny thing about dubbing, I have memories of Mexico watching dubbed shows, and there's like 10 dub voice actors they use in every show. At least it sounds the same to me. It's like, hey, this sounds the same as this guy and this guy and this guy. And then like as a kid, you're thinking like, oh man, they're some really like renowned actor because they're doing all these things. But it's like, nope, they're just dubbing.
I feel that way with anime.
Mhm.
Like there would just be certain voices where they just
Yeah,
stand
like,
out. There's
originally.
like that one guy who has a really deep voice,
Mhm.
and they use him for like all the like big muscular guys.
Yeah, like with early days of dubbing anime,
Mhm.
it has the same thing. But
Now we
they-
have quite a variety
Yes.
of actors, but it's still I still think back on our
good old days.
our pre spooky cocktail drinking, more anime
More animus. Anyway,
days. So it's time for to pull another cryptid card.
so before we get
Yay.
started, we have a little announcement
Yes,
on this.
we're gonna be taking this segment out
Out of our
of this
live episodes.
just the pulling of the card. We're not taking out the cryptid cocktails segment.
No.
We will be doing that every other even numbered episode. Not every other even. Every even numbered episode. So every episode that is opposing the spirits episodes. It's just a big logistics planning reason.
Scheduling these things. So we have to record this episode before we record.
We do the episode before
yeah.
this one.
So what are we, 19? We need to record episode 19
before we do episode 18. Because
we do the
of the spooky Dr. Seuss,
Dr. Seuss.
which we need to find another name, I know, but
I like it. No, I like it. I came up with it. I like it.
all right, guys, thumbs up if keep spooky Dr. Seuss, thumbs down, and leave a comment with an idea for a different name for the segment.
Or I had it and lost it.
I'm sorry. But yeah, it's just logistics wise, it's not working out, but we're going to think of a very fun way so you guys still get to be part of the live card pulling process, of the card pulling process. So you we still have that like cutoff of when we're pulling
Mhm.
the next cryptid, without having to wait till that episode to find out what it is, unless maybe you want to just wait till that episode.
Mhm.
But we have some ideas, but it's just logistics wise, it's like it did hold us up a little bit with getting some episodes taken care of
Yeah.
because we had to film it in this really weird order.
Yep. And so
And it would like kind of mess with our own brains. Like,
it's like, well, what do we need to record next? Oh, wait, we gotta record this first before we go back to
what are
record
we
this.
gonna be announcing? Or wait, has this holiday happened? Or what's going on?
So it's been it's been an adventure. So learning experience.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we were excited to introduce it, and we still love the idea, but we have to remove the card pulling
Yes.
moment because it's
Can
just
you
a little
cut it
too
for me?
much. Oh, good. You didn't hold on to it this time.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
Ready. Once again, for you guys, in case you go, ooh.
This is episode 20 cryptid.
These cards are from Afterlight Comics, independent horror comics published from the UK. Awesome cards, awesome box design. They
Yep.
have a lot of cryptids. We've done now.
This will be 5.
This will be our 5th pull. Okay, so
Mhm.
we're done. When you listen to this episode, it'll be 4th cryptids done.
Right. We have done 4 cryptids.
Mhm.
And this will be our 5th one. 5th out of 42, I believe.
Are you ready?
Yeah, whenever you're ready. I'm just filling the silence.
What the incarnation?
What kind of response is that? What is this? Now I'm getting nervous.
It's not the growl.
What is this reaction?
Is that the what's it called? I can't pronounce it right now.
Can I?
No, it's called the squonk.
Squonk.
Squonk can be found in the hemlock forest of northern Pennsylvania in the U.S. U.S. of A.
We're hanging out on the East Coast.
The squonk is covered with warts and other blemishes, and because it's ashamed of its appearance, it hides from plain sight and spends much of its time weeping.
Oh, that's so sad.
Sad.
Oh my god, it looks sad.
It's a sad little thing.
It really does. You weren't supposed to read the card yet.
I wasn't. I was.
You just read what the name is, and then we read it in the episode.
I guess we're gonna cut this part out.
We'll leave it in. Oh my gosh. He looks so sad. Like it's like a land blobfish.
I have no idea what to do with this thing. Cocktail wise.
Oh, this is gonna be a really, really like challenging cocktail.
Hey, Pennsylvania. What do you guys drink?
What the heck?
What do you guys drink?
Why is it sad? We're gonna have to it's gonna be like the tears of the squonk is the cocktail.
We're gonna put
We're gonna
onion.
do like little light blue or
We're
something.
gonna do some onion there. Make us cry.
Ooh, cocktail onions.
Ew,
I've been
gross.
wanting to do cocktail onions.
Gross. But anyway,
A salty cocktail.
what's that show the kids like to watch? You just watched it recently with the mouse and
The Gruffalo?
There we go. That's what I was trying to say.
That's so good.
I was like, it's not the Gruffalo.
It is the Gruffalo.
No, this is not the Gruffalo. But it made me think of the Gruffalo.
It's a really thing. Okay.
But anyway,
Interesting association. So,
oh, yeah.
yes, the squonk.
Squonk.
We picked some really obscure cryptids.
Oh, like we said before, we haven't gone through the whole deck.
Yeah, well, and I love that we have this random pool.
So we don't know what's
inside. It makes it
inside
more
here.
entertaining, I think.
Kind of thing.
And I don't know about you guys, but other than the first one, ironically, the chupacabra, which is like, okay, we are really familiar with that just from your heritage.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure a lot of people, I'd say, for lack of better descriptive words, it's a pretty mainstream cryptid.
Yeah.
You know, most people, if you bring up chupacabra, it's like, oh, the goat sucker, right? But everything else, we have been like, what the heck?
I've never heard of these before.
We haven't heard of
and
these.
again, it because I chupacabra.
I'm a pretty well-versed cryptid person,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm enjoying that. I'm like, wait, what? I've never heard of this.
Right. You know, with the chupacabra, it's been very like, it's not just a single location
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing, kind of like the Beast of Bray Road. It
Right.
happens in Bray Road.
Right.
Kind of thing.
It's very regional.
Kind of thing. But the other
And
one.
so was, no, not really. I was going to say, so was the Pukwudgie, but the Pukwudgie's kind of been a little all over the East Coast too.
No, it's been
Right?
everywhere. Yeah. Kind of thing. So, yeah. So we'll find out what to do with this guy. It should be fun. Let's find out a little more about the squonk.
The squonk.
Squonk. It's a.
I feel like we're just going to get a lot of autocorrected Google searches on this guy.
What are you trying to spell? It makes me think of a pug. Now that I look at it. Scratch face.
I'm still going with land blobfish.
Lamb blobfish. Okay, yeah. I can see that. Man, this thing's strong. 11 points.
Okay.
Anyway.
Is it time for last call?
I think it's time for a last call.
Last call. I feel like we need like a little bell just for the fun of it.
Yeah, you know what? I don't want to wake anybody up.
Well, I would be quiet about it. Or can I get like a little ghost shaped bell? Can someone help me with that? Like find a little bell in the shape of a ghost and we just ding ding last call.
We can make Alfred into a bell.
Oh, you know what? I should have gotten those that wind chime.
Ding, 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 ding.
They had a little like the wind chime. That would have been perfect. Opportunity missed.
Gregory wants to sing to you.
Who?
Alfred.
Is he called Alfred now?
He's called whatever he wants to be called today. What other name it comes in my head? His name is Rodrigo.
Alfred Rodrigo, huh?
We don't talk about Bruno.
No.
What was his other personality? Ernesto. There you go. Ernesto.
Oh, I love when you roll your eyes.
Maria Ernesto.
Oh my God, what is happening right now?
Go soap operas.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, time for our last call.
Clearly.
Thanks for sipping along with us. We want to keep the spirits flowing, so please be sure to show your support by reviewing and subscribing to our podcast. If you enjoyed the show, be sure to share it with others.
We didn't make it a double.
Nope.
We made a sample just to test out the basil, but that was like hours before we recorded this episode. There is no reason we should be like in this kind of mood. I guess we are just too excited. We were so excited with McQueen.
When we got this, we're like, I want to do it. Can't wait to do this.
We were like, how soon can we make this happen?
when we showed it to our family, we got this, and they were like, you know what? Do you want to try? Like, your dad was looking for a gin, and I was like, you want to try this one? I was like, oh, you guys have that? It's like, yeah.
Yeah, he was surprised that we had it. He was like, that's a really nice gin.
Yeah,
And we were like, how do you know about it?
And then so we gave them the bottle, and then like they paused it off really quickly. And we're like, I don't want to try yet because we want to.
Yeah, we wanted to keep it as pure for this episode as we could. Obviously, we couldn't as much as we usually do because we had to figure out the cocktail.
Yeah.
But
it was still very.
We couldn't believe how quickly they polished off that bottle. So if that's not a voucher for how good this is, because my family, if they don't like it, they won't touch it. It'll sit in our liquor cabinet
for years.
So.
But yeah, no, it's definitely very good.
We're almost down to one bottle, and I'm like, we precious.
We're precious. You can see it forever. So yeah, we're very excited for this one. So thank you once again, McQueen and Butterfog.
We can't say thank you enough.
Yes, thank you.
We hope you guys enjoy this episode when you get to listen to it.
Yeah, kind of thing.
But yeah, like another goal item checked off our list of milestones here. Like our first official like spirit sent to us. How cool is that?
Yeah.
And I'm excited to be sharing that with you guys. So yeah, instead of rambling on about that, should I tell you about where you can find us?
Of course. Where can they find us if they haven't found us yet?
So we do have a website, sipsandspirits.com, but we also have all our social media handles are exactly the same, Sips and Spirits. So wherever you like to hang out, you can head over there.
Reach out to us when else respond.
Yeah, we are admittedly more active on certain platforms than others, but we try to be very good about responding to our messages within a 24-hour period.
Or a week.
It's not that long.
No, I was just thinking, I don't think anyone's messaging us on Twitter. So if you guys have and I haven't responded back,
that's on him.
Sorry, that's my fault. My fault.
But yeah, so everything auto posts to all our different socials, just to kind of make things easier for us. But definitely reach out to us in any of those. We should be getting notifications.
It should be. I get at least, yeah.
But if not, go bug us on our contact form. Send us an email. Like,
if you don't do social media, go to our website, sipsandspirits.com, and then you can contact us there through our contact form. Because you don't like social media because it's too distracting. I don't blame you. It's too distracting and you just waste so much time, so you decide to get rid of it.
Yeah.
I know I've thought about it a few times.
Well, he was just complaining about how he's like, how do I fix this? So you pay a little bit more attention.
Pay attention to me. I'm beautiful.
You are beautiful, but I want a variety of beautiful.
Oh, well, I guess I'm not good enough for you then.
No. I need to see something else and then be reminded of how wonderful you are.
Whatever.
Wink, wink.
Your flattery will get you nowhere.
It'll get me lots of places.
Yes, it does. It'll get you witches' hats.
Actually, well, yes, there is that. But I was like, but it's not flattery. I'm just very honest. You can ask people. Yeah, to a fault. I'm honest to a fault.
The more she drinks, the honester she gets. And man, she's dives
I'm
in
brutal.
There. But anyway.
Do you need any lemon for that wound? I've got salt too.
I know, right? Anyway, we hope to catch you guys around the bar next time.
Yeah. Cheers.